Gastritis. You've probably heard the word, right? And maybe you've even felt that telltale pain. But what is it really? And, what can you actually do about it? In this explainer, we are going to break down the science behind that awful stomachache and explore some super simple, effective ways you can find relief right from your own home. You know that feeling? That burning, nagging pain deep in your stomach? We've all been there. It's so easy to just grab an antacid and hope it goes away, but what if that discomfort is actually your body trying to send you a really important message? Let's figure out what it's saying. So let's just dive right in. Over the next few minutes, we're going to uncover what gastritis actually is, get to the bottom of the common culprits behind it, and most importantly, I'm going to give you 7 effective strategies you can start using today to fight back. Okay, so first things first, what exactly are we dealing with here? Let's get a crystal clear definition of gastritis. Okay, think of your stomach lining like a protective shield, right? Well, gastritis is what happens when that shield gets inflamed, irritated, or starts to get worn down. It can be just a minor annoyance, or if you don't pay attention to it, it can turn into something a whole lot more serious. So how do you know if this is what you're feeling? Well, you might experience that classic heartburn or just general indigestion. Sometimes it's nausea or even just this persistent feeling of being way too full in your abdomen. These are the classic telltale signs.
Now, it's also super important to know that gastritis isn't just one thing. It actually comes in 2 main flavors. Acute gastritis is the kind that hits you suddenly, and it can be pretty severe. It's often triggered by irritants like certain drugs or maybe a little too much alcohol. Chronic gastritis, on the other hand, is more of a slow burn, a long-term inflammation that can be linked to things like a specific bacterial infection or even autoimmune issues.
All right, so we know what it is, but the big question is, why does it happen? What's attacking that protective shield inside our stomach? Let's play detective and look at the usual suspects. And some of these triggers might actually surprise you because they're part of everyday life for a lot of us. Things like overusing common painkillers, aspirin or ibuprofen, or alcohol and smoking can directly irritate that stomach lining. But it's not just about what we put in our bodies. A specific bacteria called H. pylori can cause problems, and even things like chronic stress, which amps up stomach acid, can play a huge role.
All right, enough about the problem. Let's talk solutions. And here's the good news. Our most powerful weapon in this fight might just be sitting on our plates. Let's explore how we can use food as our very first line of defense.
I want you to think of this as a simple swap. Out with the stuff that irritates your stomach and in with the stuff that helps it heal. So you're going to want to add anti-inflammatory foods like dark leafy greens, berries that are packed with antioxidants, and healthy fats from things like avocados and nuts. These foods literally help repair that damaged stomach lining. At the same time, cutting back on common triggers like fast food, fried stuff, and anything overly spicy or salty, well, that gives your stomach the break it desperately needs to heal itself.
Next up on our list of gut-friendly heroes, probiotics. These are the good bacteria that not only improve your digestion, but they can actually help stop the spread of that nasty H. pylori bacteria we talked about earlier. So think yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, all that good stuff.
Now here's a really surprising ally in this fight. Honey. And not just any honey, but specifically Manuka honey. As this research points out, its powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties have been shown to actually reduce the size of gastric ulcers. How cool is that? It's a sweet remedy with some serious science to back it up.
And to round out our dietary toolkit, let's talk about garlic. I mean, people have been using this for its medicinal properties for literally centuries, and for good reason. It has natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory qualities that can help put the brakes on the growth of that H. pylori bacteria. Okay, food is huge, but it's not the whole story. What you do every day, your lifestyle can make a massive, massive difference. So let's look at a few key lifestyle adjustments that can bring some serious relief. It really boils down to a simple 3-step action plan, and it's all about tackling those triggers we identified earlier. Number 1, cut back on the direct irritants like smoking and alcohol. Number 2, be really mindful about overusing those common painkillers. And number 3, and this one is a big one, actively manage your stress levels. And let's really zoom in on that last point, because it is so important. We can't just brush off long-term stress. It's a major factor in gastritis. So finding what actually works for you, whether that's picking up a hobby, spending more time with friends and family, or practicing some deep breathing exercises, is absolutely key to getting your symptoms under control. At the end of the day, that feeling in your gut, It's not just random noise. It's a signal. It's your body asking you for a change. By making some of these simple shifts in your diet and lifestyle, you're not just quieting a symptom. You're actually starting a conversation with your own body. The question is, are you ready to listen?